Water pumping is very useful for watering our garden and farm irrigation. We have different methods on how to run the water pump from solar power. Number 1. Using a DC buck converter to run the water pump from solar power. This DC buck converter will convert the DC high voltage 15 volts up to 96 volts from our solar panel into constant DC low voltage 12 volts. This constant DC low voltage can power only for 12 volts DC water pump. On this methods, we have limited water pump operation, because it will run only the water pump when there is enough sunshine. We need a water tank to store the water for continuous water supply, because the pump cannot work during cloudy days or night time. Number 2. Using a PWM speed controller to run the water pump from solar power. This PWM speed controller, or pulse width modulated speed controller, will convert the DC high voltage 6 volts up to 60 volts into adjustable DC voltage. The adjustable DC voltage will run the DC water pump on different speed, depending on the adjusted output voltage, using a potentiometer of the PWM speed controller. We can adjust the volume of water flow of the DC water pump, depending on our needs. It is also need a water tank to store the water, if we like a continuous water flow, because the pump cannot work during night time and cloudy days. Number 3. Using a DC solar pump motor controller to run the water pump from solar power. This DC solar pump motor controller can accept a DC high voltage input from solar, due to some electronic system that produced a constant output of 12 volts, 24 volts, 48 volts, and 96 volts. It has also a water level controller, and safety features that integrate on the electronic system, for better performance operation of DC water pump. Using this method will not gives a continuous water supply, because the pump will operate only if there is enough sunshine. This is almost similar to the first and second method, that cannot run the water pump during cloudy days, or night time, because there is no battery for power storage. Number 4. Using battery and solar charge controller to run the water pump from solar power. The battery will store power from the solar panel, and will run the DC water pump anytime if needed. It can power the DC water pump even cloudy days, or night time, without any interruption. The solar charge controller will always charge the battery during daytime only, on which the battery will store power. This methods is effective, that no need any water tank to store the water, because we can run the DC water pump anytime we want. We must only connect a DC to AC power inverter, if we are using an AC water pump. It is more expensive methods, but it's very effective for our continuous application, and more safer to the lifespan of the water pump. The methods 1, 2, and 3 will create a voltage and current fluctuation that can shorten the water pump lifespan. The methods with battery power storage can produce a constant voltage and constant current for the safe of water pump operation. Take note that we must also find and calculate on how much the current, voltage, or power needed for the any components that we used from each method's design to have excellent operation performance without any equipment damage. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and follow to my channel. Knowledge link information.
The farmer in the dell, the farmer